Have you ever walked around with a smile so perfect, so practiced, that people would never guess how heavy your chest feels at night? I have. And if you're anything like me, you've mastered the art of looking okay, even when your world is quietly falling apart. I don't know what your story is. Maybe you grew up around shouting. Maybe someone you trusted broke you in ways you still don't have the words for. Or maybe life just kept piling things on until you learned to stop talking altogether. But pain doesn't disappear just because you don't mention it. It leaks out. In your habits. In your reactions. In the way you move through the world when nobody is watching. So today, I want to talk about something most of us never slow down long enough to notice. The 5 quiet signs you're carrying pain you don't talk about. And no, this isn't judgment. It's recognition. Because everything I'm about to say, I've lived it. This isn't a list. It's a mirror. A mirror for people who've been strong for too long. Who learn to survive without asking for help. Who keep everything inside until it becomes the only language they know. If even one of these signs sounds familiar, then maybe it's time to ask yourself, am I really okay? Or am I just functioning? Because sometimes the strongest people are the ones quietly breaking in the background. And if you're one of them, you're not alone. The first sign is emotional numbness. And let me be honest with you. Numbness doesn't look like what people think. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. It's not someone sitting in a dark room crying. No. Numbness is quieter, sneakier. It looks like going through your entire day on autopilot. You wake up, you move, you work, you laugh when you're supposed to laugh, you react when you're supposed to react, but none of it reaches you. It's like someone pressed mute on your heart. And the strangest part? Most people don't notice it happening. You just wake up one morning and realize, I don't feel excited about anything anymore. I don't remember the last time I was genuinely happy. I don't even feel sad. I just feel nothing. And that nothing is the scariest feeling in the world, because numbness is how your mind protects you. When you've been hurt so many times, when you've carried too much for too long, your brain doesn't shut down from weakness. It shuts down from survival. It's like it's saying, if feeling hurts this much, maybe it's safer not to feel at all. You stop letting people get close. You stop opening up. You stop expecting anything good, so nothing can disappoint you. You don't celebrate your wins. You don't process your losses. You just exist, a silent float through life, and the world praises you for it. People call you strong, unbothered, independent, because they have no idea your heart is running on fumes. But deep down, you know something is off. You know there used to be more to life than this gray flatness. Numbness isn't peace. It's a warning sign. A slow signal from your soul saying, you've carried too much, for too long, alone. The second sign is overthinking everything. And I don't mean the cute type of overthinking, like, should I get macaroni and cheese or hamburger and cheese? No, I mean the heavy-duty, Olympic-level overthinking. The kind where your brain turns a simple text message like, okay, into a full psychological thriller. You read it once. Twice, 5 times. You zoom in on the period at the end like it's evidence in a crime case. Why did they put a full stop? Are they mad at me? Did I do something wrong? Maybe I breathe too loudly. Maybe I exist too much. And suddenly you're spiraling over something that wasn't even deep. That's how hidden pain works. It makes small things feel enormous because your mind is already carrying weight in the background. Overthinking isn't the problem. It's the symptom. Let me show you what I mean with 3 examples. Example 1, the simple question spiral. Someone asks, are you free tomorrow? A normal person would say, yeah, what's up? But you, okay, wait, why are they asking? Do they need something? Is it something I did? What if I say yes and regret it? What if I say no and they think I don't like them? What if I look selfish? What if, by the time you're done spiraling, tomorrow has already passed? Example 2, the replay everything you said syndrome. You have a conversation. You go home. You lie down. Suddenly your brain whispers, remember that thing you said in 2018? Now you're reliving a moment nobody else remembers, but your mind treats it like a live broadcast. Example 3, the pre-argue with someone before the real argument routine. You ever argue with someone in your head, before the argument even happens. You're in the shower delivering speeches. You're winning imaginary cases. You're saying stuff you'll never have the courage to say in real life. And then when you finally talk to the person, you're like, never mind. Overthinking happens because when you carry unspoken pain, your mind becomes hyper alert. You're always scanning. Is this safe? Is this a threat? Is this rejection? Your brain tries to protect you from emotional danger before it even exists. So it prepares until you're exhausted from battles that never happened. You can't rest. You can't breathe. Your mind won't let you. Not because you're dramatic, but because you've been hurt before. In ways people never apologize for. Hidden pain turns your mind into a loud place. A place where silence isn't peace. It's another chance to overthink. This is why overthinking is not a personality trait. It's emotional residue. It's the echo of things you survived, but never processed. It's your heart saying, I'm scared of being hurt again. The third sign you're carrying pain you don't talk about is that you give everyone else advice, but you never ask for help yourself. And listen, you're not doing it on purpose. You're not trying to act strong or mysterious. It just happens. Somebody calls you with their problem, and suddenly you become a therapist, a motivational speaker, a crisis manager, and a life coach all at once. But when you need help, your mouth stops working. If someone says, I'm stressed, you're instantly like, what happened? Talk to me. I'm here. You're patient. You listen. You give them solutions they never thought of. You pour into people like you're running a whole emotional charity. But when the day ends and your own heart feels heavy, you just sit there like, we move. You carry your pain the same way people carry groceries in one trip, too heavy to handle, but you refuse to make 2 trips. You help others so easily because it's easier to pour into someone else's chaos than face your own. Helping others feels safe. It gives you purpose. It distracts you. It makes you feel useful, even when you're hurting inside. And deep down, you know exactly what pain feels like. You know what it's like to feel alone. You know what it's like to wish someone checked on you. So you become that person for everybody else. It's compassion and survival. You ever notice how fast the words, I'm good, leave your mouth? Nobody even finishes asking, how are? And you're already answering, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. Meanwhile, your chest feels heavy and your eyes feel tired and your mind feels like it has 45 tabs open, but only 2 are responding. You're not lying to them. You're lying to yourself because admitting you're not okay means admitting you need help. And people carrying deep pain don't know how to do that. You give advice. You comfort people. You tell them, take a break. Talk to someone. You don't have to carry everything alone, but you don't take your own advice. You don't follow the rules you give everyone else. You don't rest. You don't open up. You don't admit when you're overwhelmed. You've been the strong one for so long that being vulnerable feels like breaking character. The root of it is, most people who carry hidden pain learned early that their feelings were ignored, dismissed, mocked, punished, or treated like an inconvenience. So you grew up thinking, my problems bother people. My feelings aren't important. I should handle things myself. And now, as an adult, you can hold everybody else's tears, but not your own. Being strong became your default setting. People see you as the reliable one, the calm one, the wise one, the rock of the group. But nobody realizes that rocks sink too. Nobody checks the strong friend because they assume you're always okay. And you play along because breaking down feels scary, like you won't be able to put yourself back together again. So instead of exposing your pain, you carry it quietly, politely, responsibly, like it's your duty. You give and give and give because you understand suffering. But you don't receive help because you don't believe you're allowed to. You've built a whole identity around being the strong one. So the idea of needing someone feels like weakness. But it's not. It's human. And your pain has been trying to tell you that for years. The fourth sign you're carrying pain you don't talk about is that you feel responsible for everyone's emotions. And the funny part is, you don't even notice you're doing it. You walk into a room, and before you say a word, your brain is already scanning the atmosphere like, is everyone okay? Is the energy weird? Is somebody upset? Did I do something? You treat people's moods like they're assignments you have to complete. If someone looks stressed, your heart starts beating fast. If someone sounds irritated, you instantly assume it's your fault. If someone is quiet, you start replaying your entire day like, what did I say? What did I do? Did my existence inconvenience them? You become an emotional firefighter, even when there's no fire. The let me fix it instinct. You can't help it. The moment someone frowns, your spirit jumps up like, wait, hold on, don't worry, I'll fix it. Even if their bad mood has nothing to do with you. Even if they didn't ask for help. Even if they just need a moment to breathe. You still feel like you're supposed to make things right. Because somewhere inside you, there's a quiet belief that if anyone around you feels hurt, you somehow failed. That's how hidden pain trains you. To think everyone's emotional well-being is your responsibility. Most people who feel this way didn't grow up with emotional safety. They grew up with emotional pressure. Maybe the adults around you were unpredictable. Maybe their moods affected the whole house. Maybe peace only existed when you behaved a certain way. So you learned to read tones, tiny changes, small silences. You learned how to calm tense situations before they exploded. You learned how to tiptoe emotionally just to keep the peace. And now you do it without thinking. You carry emotional weight that doesn't belong to you because your body still believes it's the only way to stay safe. The funny, painful part. You'll be sitting at a restaurant, they bring the wrong order. And instead of speaking up, you'll be like, oh wow, thank you so much, this is great. Meanwhile, it's not great. It's not even close to what you ordered. But you'd rather inconvenience yourself than risk making someone else uncomfortable. Because deep down, their discomfort feels dangerous. People don't see how heavy this is. They don't know you stay awake replaying conversations. They don't know you blame yourself for things that weren't your fault. They don't know you shrink yourself, bend yourself, soften yourself just to avoid disappointing anyone. They don't know you're exhausted from carrying other people's emotional weather like it's your personal climate report. Here's the thing. You're allowed to care about people without carrying their feelings. You're allowed to support people without absorbing their pain. You're allowed to let people be upset without assuming you did something wrong. You're allowed to exist without managing every emotion in the room. But when you're holding hidden pain, you don't believe that. You think if you don't control everything, something bad might happen. Someone might get hurt. Someone might leave. Someone might blame you. So you keep controlling the emotional temperature, even when it's slowly draining you. You feel responsible for everyone's emotions because once upon a time, you were. You grew up thinking it was your job to keep the peace, to keep people happy, to keep things calm. But you're not a peacekeeper anymore. You're a person, a human being allowed to breathe without carrying every emotional weight around you. This sign doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've been strong in ways you shouldn't have had to be. And your heart is tired from holding the world together in silence. The fifth sign you're carrying pain you don't talk about is that you feel tired all the time. And I don't mean tired like, I didn't sleep well. I mean the type of tired that sits in your bones. The type of tired sleep doesn't fix. The type of tired you can't explain to people because nothing big happened, but everything inside you feels heavy. It's the kind of exhaustion where you wake up tired, go through the day tired, and go to bed tired, but somehow still feel guilty for feeling that way. Because technically, your life isn't falling apart. Nothing dramatic is happening. There's no obvious crisis. So you tell yourself, I'm fine. I shouldn't feel this way. Other people have it worse. Stop overreacting. But your body knows the truth. Your body keeps the score even when your mouth keeps saying, I'm okay. The functional exhaustion. You still go to work. You still smile when people talk to you. You still respond to messages. You still show up for everyone. But inside, you feel like a phone stuck on 2%. You're doing everything on low power mode, hoping the battery doesn't die in the middle of the day. Some days, you even get random bursts of energy. You clean your room, do your work, laugh with friends, and for a moment you think, okay, maybe I'm finally fine. Then the next day hits, and you're right back to feeling drained for no reason. That's hidden pain. It goes quiet, then loud, then quiet again. It doesn't follow logic. It follows wounds. The small things become big things effect. When you're emotionally tired, regular tasks feel like heavy assignments. Washing dishes feels like a mission. Replying to a simple text feels like work. Leaving your bed feels like an achievement worthy of an award. You keep telling yourself, I'm just being lazy. But you're not. You're overwhelmed. Your mind is carrying emotions you haven't unpacked, so even the smallest task feels like lifting weights. Your body isn't tired from doing too much, it's tired from holding too much. The quiet crashes. There are days when nothing bad happens, but you feel yourself shutting down. You don't want to talk, don't want to socialize, don't want to think. You just want silence, but you still pretend to be okay, because explaining your exhaustion feels harder than the exhaustion itself. So you say, I'm just tired. I just need a minute. I'm fine, really. But deep down, you know you're not tired because you did too much. You're tired because you've been carrying unspoken pain for too long. The body keeps asking. Your shoulders feel heavy. Your chest feels tight. Your breathing feels shallow. Your thoughts feel slow. Your spirit feels dim. Your body has been whispering, please rest. Please slow down. Please acknowledge what hurts. But you keep pushing. Because you don't want to fall behind. Because you don't want to seem weak. Because life taught you to keep moving even when you're falling apart inside. The soft truth about this sign: you're not dramatic. You're not lazy. You're not too sensitive. You're not imagining it. You are tired because you've been surviving on emotional autopilot. You've been swallowing pain instead of speaking it. You've been ignoring wounds instead of healing them. You've been carrying past versions of yourself that never got the closure they needed. Of course you're exhausted. Anyone would be. Your body is not malfunctioning. It's messaging you. It's saying, I can't keep holding everything alone. And that's not weakness. That's honesty. That's the first crack in the emotional wall. The first sign your heart is ready to stop suffering in silence. The first step toward healing you didn't know you needed. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Healing doesn't start with therapy or journaling or positive vibes or motivational quotes. Healing starts with recognition, with that tiny, almost quiet moment where you admit to yourself, something in me is hurting. That's it. That's the doorway. Not fixing everything. Not solving your entire life. Not pretending to be strong. Just noticing. Noticing that you apologize too much. Noticing that you overthink simple things. Noticing that you avoid conflict like it's fire. Noticing that you help everybody but can't ask for help. Noticing that you're tired in a way sleep can't fix. Awareness is scary at first, because once you see your pain, you can't unsee it. Once you understand why you behave the way you do, you can't go back to pretending. But awareness is also the first breath you've taken in years. It's the feeling of finally putting the heavy bag down after carrying it on your back for so long you forgot how to stand straight. When you finally notice what's been happening inside you, something shifts. You stop blaming yourself. You stop calling yourself dramatic. You stop thinking you're too much or not enough. You stop thinking your reactions make you broken. You start to see the truth. You're not broken. You're burdened, and burdens can be lifted. This is the quiet turning point. The moment where your story stops being about survival and starts being about healing. Because once you recognize the patterns, you can change them. You can set boundaries without feeling guilty. You can ask for help without feeling like a burden. You can rest without feeling lazy. You can speak without apologizing. You can feel without judging yourself. It doesn't happen overnight. Healing is slow, soft, uneven, human. Some days you'll feel strong. Some days you'll slip back into old habits. Both are okay. Both are part of the process. What matters is that you are no longer running from yourself. You're finally listening. And your heart, your tired, quiet, patient heart, has been waiting for this moment. It doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to be honest. So here's the resolution. Your pain is not weakness. Your patterns don't define you. You are not stuck. You are not doomed to be the strong friend forever. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to be everything for everyone. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to put yourself back into the story. Awareness is the beginning of freedom. The moment you name what hurts, you take back the power that pain had over you. Healing is not loud. It's not dramatic. It's not cinematic. It's a series of tiny choices. Let me rest. Let me breathe. Let me feel this. Let me talk to someone. Let me stop pretending. Small choices, daily choices, life-changing choices. If even one of these signs sounded like you, don't ignore it. Don't brush it off. Don't minimize your emotions. Don't let another year pass carrying invisible weight. Talk to someone. Check on yourself. Pause long enough to hear your heart. Take one step, just one, toward healing. And if nobody has told you this today, you deserve peace. You deserve rest. You deserve to heal. And you don't have to do it alone. And hey, if this story spoke to you even a little, if you felt seen, understood, or comforted, go ahead and like this video. It helps more people who feel the same way find it. And if you want more stories like this, stories that heal, stories that empower, stories that remind you you're not alone, subscribe to Silent Struggle Studios. We're building a family here. From pain to power, one honest story at a time.